Welcome to the Town Square Podcast, where advocates for a better Newton County meet in the messy middle to talk about all things about our community. And today we are joined in the studio by Debbie Harper, the president and CEO of the Newton County Chamber of Commerce. Did I get all that right?
You got it right.
Sweet. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah,
Very nice.
The first time on video, so
I know.
Look around and go, I don't know which camera to look at, but hey, everybody.
Hey.
I like it better when you just hear me. I don't want you to have to see me. Well, we had you came in on such a quick, short notice, and I thank you for doing that. But there's so much going on, right here at the beginning of the year, and I just wanted to kind of, as best we could, capture some of that about what's going on with the Chamber of Commerce, and I know probably most people now who listen to the podcast kind of have an idea of what the Chamber of Commerce is, but maybe just give us a real quick, like, what does the Chamber of Commerce do for our community, and how does it help quality of life, I guess is what we call it.
So we are actually celebrating 75 years this year. So we were established in 1951. Our first Chamber Board chair was Mr. S.O. Ginn. And
that name should sound familiar.
I know,
right?
yes,
Ginn
yes.
Motor Company.
If you look at the past chairman, you'll recognize some of those names. The chamber was born out of the Newton County Trade Association, which was a group of Covington businessmen that came together for the betterment of the business community and commerce within Covington and Newton County. We did have a lot of commerce. We had a railroad track, going through our community. So that's kind of where we got our start from that. And then it evolved into what is known today as the Newton Chamber of Commerce. So we're excited to be celebrating that milestone this year. And we topped 700 members last year.
Oh, my goodness.
So that was very exciting. And we are a member-based organization. And I can't say this enough. I've said it the last time, but we're not government.
No one gets that, though.
Not
you can't
government,
say it enough.
Yes. So we work at the pleasure of our members. And so want to make sure that we are supporting and advocating on behalf of our business community, from the largest businesses and industries down to the smallest, because you can't have large business without small business, and you can't have small business without large business. And it's very secular. Cyclical. I don't know. Cyclical. That's a good word. It's very cyclical in that, and industry and the folks working there and driving our median household incomes up so that people are able to afford retail services and other things that our small businesses offer here in our community. So,
Gotcha. So primarily then you guys are advocates for business and commerce, right? Like
yes,
when you hear the Chamber of Commerce, sometimes we just say that word. We don't think about, well, what does it really mean? It's a chamber, so it's a group of members whose job it is to, the members help drive industry and businesses and those kind of things.
Correct.
And small business all the way up to large business.
And we are able, because, we've grown to that 700 member mark, that represents about 25 to 28,000 employees in and around Newton County. So that's equivalent to the number of constituents one of our board of commissioners may have.
Yeah, or me even, same thing.
About same thing. You've got about, so it's not just a social club. I mean, it's a pretty big influential voice that we do have in the community. And, want to make sure that we're advocating on behalf of businesses and are a business-friendly community.
Right. All right, so
This week's episode of the Town Square Podcast is sponsored by Relevant IT Services. Relevant IT partners with businesses and nonprofits to help them increase productivity and cybersecurity using technology that is relevant to each individual client.
I've been trusting them with our IT for years here at East Ridge Church. They keep our computers, networks, printers, and phone systems running smoothly in the background while we focus on running our organization. They help keep us secure with cybersecurity training and proactively combating the growing cyber threats.
good stuff. So whether you are a single office or spread across multiple locations, or whether you have remote workers, Relevant IT will find the right technical solutions to fit your needs. You can give them a call at 470-864-4037, 470-864-4037, or fill out the form on their website to schedule your free assessment. Tell them you heard about them on the Town Square podcast to get that 25% off onboarding.
All right, so the Town Square podcast is a small little LLC,
Yes.
and so we just joined the chamber,
Yes, you did.
at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And are now enjoying some of those perks. I think I
Yes.
have my Chamber 101 meeting
Yes,
coming up
you
in
do.
maybe a week or two.
February 17th,
Yeah.
I believe it is. So
So I get to hear all of the, not that I don't already know, but
Yes.
all of the
Yes,
good stuff
yeah.
about what the chamber
Mhm.
does. And so as you kind of advocate for businesses, and I think sometimes there's a misnomer that it is just for small businesses.
right.
But with all of the business and industry in our community, you're saying 700 members. Now that is, some people might go, you mean there's 700 businesses in
yeah,
Newton
there's
County?
thousands of businesses.
Like 600 of them are chicken restaurants,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
then like the other
right.
100 are attorneys,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So what is this? What is the range of? Because I know like Eastridge is a member. Like there are churches that are members as well, and
faith-based community are members. Nonprofits. It's a great platform for nonprofits to engage with business community. And then we have associate members that you as an individual can join.
Okay.
And then retail services. The majority of our businesses are what we would consider a small business.
Gotcha.
Now that's like 120 or less employees,
Oh,
which doesn't
wow.
sound like,
Yeah.
and many people define it very differently, but the majority are small businesses, but the larger businesses and industries are always, and I've found this over the past few years, they've moved toward a trend of wanting to support in their local community, whether it's through supporting local businesses or nonprofits or volunteer hours. There's been a big culture change in some of our larger business and industry to really pour back into the communities where they're located.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're very thankful for that.
It is definitely a trend, and I can just off the top of my head name a few, like Meta with all their grants that they give out to our education systems, not
we
just ours.
We would not
but
have the great robotics team at Newton County Schools.
Vex robotics teams.
Without them, and I think they helped with computer laptops for students. So.
They did, yep. So Meta, and then you have others like Takeda. I've seen they've gotten really involved in the chamber, along with Archer. They've been
involved.
pouring in. Yeah, that's great.
So,
and so all of that, you're saying, as you advocate for small businesses, create an environment and a place where they come and they network, and they. I know there's also some benefits too, like you offer.
Yeah, so we do offer several different types of benefits. One is called through the drug-free workplace program for the state of Georgia. If you are a drug-free workplace certified through that, you get a state mandated 7.5% off your workers' comp insurance.
Oh,
so that's a good, for many members, it pays their membership.
Right.
The savings does. We have opportunities for healthcare for small businesses.
Yeah,
2 employees up to 50, and then they're trying to and that's through the partnership with the Georgia Chamber and Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then they're doing another program for 51 employees and more. So to capture what we may not think is a small business, but it's still technically defined as a small business.
Right.
So
getting health insurance is so difficult. So this is a great help.
It is, and it's pretty comparable to other programs. It's the program we use at the chamber ourselves that we offer our employees. So
All right. So just the makeup of it, as far as like the leadership of the. So you said you're not elected.
Yeah.
So so how is it really?
Yes. So
led?
The chamber, we do have a board.
Okay.
We have and in the past year we've done a restructuring of that board. We have 7 executive committee members. 5 are in the officer kind of ladder to path to be the chair.
Right.
And then you have 2 at-large executive committee members. And then we have an at-large board. And so total with both, and I didn't check my numbers, we have about 18 board members. So I guess that'd be 11 extra.
All right.
And the intention was that as we're growing, we wanted to be more representative and diverse of our diverse business community here in
So that's how you come up with the 11 at-large seats,
Mm-hmm.
or more like, well, let's make sure we give big industry, small business, different sectors involved.
Yeah, we try to really have the representation on the board of what the business community is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have noticed that even seeing the executive board, how so many are, it really is a diverse group.
Yeah.
And it hadn't always been, so it's really good to see it like that. And so the past president, Onyx Media,
Ted.
Oh my gosh, Ted.
Past chairman.
Sorry, Ted. Past chairman. I'm sorry, chairman. Past chairman. Ted Cumming with Onyx Media, and then now the just newly appointed. Here's the gavel.
Yes.
Greg Herring.
Greg Herring.
And you can name all the different things he's involved in, but Herring Properties and Big House Payment Solutions.
Yeah.
And he's a lifer. He's been here his whole life, so it's good to have Greg coming in. And I think right behind him, is it Robert Lane?
Robert Lane.
At Main Street Land and Properties. Okay.
That's right.
Man, let's see.
You look like you're paying attention. I'm impressed.
Thank you very much. Well, I don't know if I could name the other 15 board members, but so that's kind of what the chamber does, and I probably spent too much time there, but I did want to get into some of the events that you guys host. Now, you do things like coffee calls. Is that once a month?
Yeah, we have a plethora of networking events.
It is a lot.
It is. It's a lot. And we have a small staff.
I know.
But yes, so we try to have opportunities for each kind of level of business and size of business. And the second Wednesday of each month is most months, I'll say, is a lunch link.
Okay.
It's a little more structured program that has either is strictly networking and lunch, or like for February, we're having a motivational speaker come in.
Okay,
Cornelius Jackson, Cornelius Campbell.
Either one, they both sound like motivational speakers.
Sounds good. Yeah, right. So, he's coming in and talking about making, big decisions in business and things. So, so I'm excited about that.
So lunch links happen once a month.
Once a month.
And networking and lunch, sometimes a speaker.
Yeah, and we've not always done after hours events because Covington and Newton County was always a bedroom community. People came here to work and then they left.
Right.
But we've found a trend that's changing. So we've dabbled back into that after hours mix. And so we have some quarterly after hours events. And so our first one for this year is coming up on February 19th at the new Render Turner Lake. So
I know the Render over by the East Side Ingalls.
Yes, this is by
the new Render.
Behind the West Side Ingalls. West Side Covington. I just thought about that.
How about that? That's convenient.
Yeah.
Look for an Ingalls and you'll also find a Render.
That's
apartment.
Right. That's right. So, those, if you haven't visited them, are very nice apartments, very strategically placed near grocery stores and commerce there. So, very excited to welcome them and have them open their doors to us and to the community.
So that's where the next after hours events you said?
Yes.
Okay. February 17th, maybe you said February
19th.
19th. Okay.
Yeah. And then we have signature events throughout the year. Our first big one was annual meeting. I know we'll talk a little bit about that later. But our second one, our first one was pre-legislative breakfast. I know we're going to talk about that too.
We'll get to those in just a second.
And then we talked about, and then annual meeting. But we do have our second annual business summit and expo.
Okay.
March 26th.
Now, I went to this last year, and I could talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
It was at the
Good,
hotel, right?
because I didn't.
You didn't go? That's right.
I didn't. I was out. Yeah.
Yeah, you're out. So the Business Expo and Summit, last year it was at one of the hotels, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
This year you said it'll be at Georgia Perimeter Technical College?
Georgia Piedmont Technical College.
Doctor,
I know.
he's going to get me.
Dr. Holston's going to get you.
I say it wrong every time, too.
Mm-hmm.
They have a beautiful facility over there, so I'm glad they're opening it up for this. The Business Expo and Summit, last year, it was so cool because there were different breakout sessions. It's just a cool event anyway, right? You have all these vendors there showing, like, that's where I met the people from Render. They had a booth set up and they were saying, hey, apartments aren't bad. This is a really nice thing. And I was like, oh, I want to go see one. And I went to go see it. I'm like, that's really, really nice. Like, that is
exactly.
Nicer than my house. Like, wow, that's fantastic. But even also at the expo, and there's giveaways. Some guy won a 72-inch TV or something. I was so envious as he's trying to walk out the building with this giant TV. But they were the coolest breakout sessions. And so I went to one, a little partial on this one because my brother was on the panel. But it was like Jay and a couple other small business owners in town. And to hear them, it's a room full of other business owners. And they're asking questions. Well, what do you do about this? And how do you handle that? And not in like the networking one-on-one. This was like these guys were going, well, here's how we handle this situation. How do you handle it? Right. And then this guy over here goes, well, here's how I handle it. And I was just amazed, first of all, just the wealth of information that they could give you, but real life experience. And you could hear people like in the audience, the 30, 40 people in the room going, oh, this is great. I'm about to try. What was that website again? So I highly encourage people to go March 26th.
Yes, it's a Thursday, and it's a little longer. It's 9 to 2.
Okay.
We're going to have those breakout sessions again. Our keynote speaker is T. Dallas Smith, from entrepreneur, real estate broker in Atlanta. Very, very well known. So I'm very excited to have him and his CEO of his company come and speak. And then we've got Meta that is doing an AI class. Who better to do AI?
That's right on time.
So I know. And we do have another panel, but I think it's geared more. I'm not working on it. Just know they tell me. I know, but I think this one's geared more towards marketing and branding this year. So, but the panel was definitely. I heard great feedback about that, and it's just, it's like you said, it's kind of laid back, it's kind of casual, and it's so good when we can learn from each other. So.
If anything, we were thinking, oh my gosh, it's already over. Like I had 10 more questions.
I know.
So it's very cool. Yeah. And if someone wanted to attend, I'm assuming they need to register, and that's all done.
You can do it on our website, newtonchamber.com, and then you can click on our calendar and go to that date, the 26th. It should be highlighted as a signature event coming up on the website, or it is pinned to the top of our Facebook page, too, which is Newton Chamber, I think. Newton Chamber of Commerce.
If you look it up, you'll find it. Newton Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of those big events you were talking about. Yeah. Let's start with the legislative breakfast.
Right.
So I just came from the Capitol just a minute ago, and I was advocating for public education and talking about the different pieces of legislation. And so this stuff is exciting to me, and maybe not to everybody. But the invitation was to the guest speakers would be our legislators, local legislators. So our House of Representatives, our senators. I guess that's probably the main folks. And then, do you guys share? I missed it this year, so I'm asking. Did you share the chamber's legislative priorities with them, or was this more just a? It
was more of a. It was a fireside chat type event. And then we also partnered with the school system, who shared some of their legislative priorities. We had some of ours as well. And Xavion Shepherd, who was our former intern, was actually the moderator. This was one of his projects before he left to put this event together. So it was a great event. It was very well attended by our members. And then...
And that comes around once a year,
Once a year.
In January?
typically try to do it right before the session starts, the Thursday before it starts. It seems to be a pretty good time for the legislators, so we do try to do that before it starts. We may try to do something afterwards this year.
Like a recap of the session.
Yeah, maybe kind of a recap. We've done the pre for so many years. We may look at what something like that may look at. And maybe this year or next year, because this is an election year too. And so maybe this year or next year.
The funny thing about the legislators who would have been invited, at least 2 of them are running for state offices, and so
so that kind of trumps some things. I know.
They're so busy.
They're busy with a lot of that. So
they're doing the actual work right now at the Dome, but at the same time, they're trying to let people know they're running for these positions. And so our House of Representatives Tim Fleming running for Secretary of State, and our Senator Brian Strickland running for the Attorney General. So those are two
pretty big.
That's a big deal for our folks. So legislative breakfast was good. Any chamber advocacy
I do want to
positions?
say we held it back at the College and Career Academy this year, which was very good, and the culinary students did the breakfast, which was amazing.
Aren't they the best?
Yes. So they get so many compliments, and it exposes them to people that don't know they do that. So I've had some industries reach out and like, how can we get them to, some
pathways into their restaurant?
I know. How can we get them to do an event for us? So, so
well, thank you for highlighting that. That's cool.
Yeah.
We're very proud of the culinary arts team over there. So what advocacy positions do you like? So the weirdness about the chamber is it's neutral as far as political partisanship or affiliation. Like it's neutral, but at the same time you advocate for businesses. And so what happens in that legislative breakfast? So you're going, hey, how do we be more pro business? I don't mean that's not bad, but
well, a lot of some of the discussion came down to questions around like right before we did this, it had just dropped about the state income tax, and so there were some questions around that. We have not officially taken a stance on that. And there's a lot. I think it's great, but anytime you do that, the fallback will come to the business community. Taxes are going to get paid one way or the other. And I'm a citizen. I mean, I don't want to pay more taxes either. So it's kind of a balance to figure out, I want to pay less taxes, but I don't want my businesses to leave either, and that's part of the reason that we've been the number one state for business for so many years in a row.
It's like 12 or something, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and I know, but they employ our people, these businesses, so it's really a fine line So that's something that, we're going to have to discuss as a board and see kind of where we fall on some of that from a business standpoint. But there was some of the conversation around that because that had just come out a couple of days before, the event. And there's a lot of local advocacy that we do too, and not to, say that our elected officials aren't doing things, but just for small businesses, we were able to help a guy that was a plumber and be able to park his vehicle at his house.
Okay.
And, it's things like that we're able to help some one-offs with some of the local stuff too. And then we've also been very vocal about housing on some of those pieces, and I've been on the steering committee for the development ordinance updating.
Oh, the UDOs.
So, the UDO,
we've talked a lot about the UDOs.
So, there's some thing. I was just today at an economic outlook luncheon in Athens, and the talk about housing, and it's really that missing middle. I know that's so cliche, but it is that middle housing that we're missing, and what's driving that. Those prices, it's still supply and demand. So they said 3 L's, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was location.
Location.
Yeah, location. No, it was location, something else, and lumber. Lumber
really?
prices are so high.
Location,
location,
lumber?
land, and lumber. So lumber prices are so high right now, and so that's really hurting. In the new construction realm. So,
well, and I know, and this is not, again, you're not political, but I know there's, building moratorium for the county. And so I know that then when that slows down and they're trying to get the UDO finished, like there's a lot of what it feels like dominoes stacking up, but once it kind of opens back up, you're going to see.
And there's other effects of that to our construction industry. And that was some of the talk today is, we don't have people in our construction industry like we used to.
Right.
But the ones we do have they're not working here in Newton County. They're having to go outside of the community or have gotten other jobs. And so that's been, a bit of a ripple effect from when you have that moratorium in place, and how that kind of it's a trickle down. They say the trickle down effect, how it affects, the business community too.
Right. And it's just so tangled web, right? Like if you pull over here or you stop the building over here, well, that then has an effect over here. And if you let's see, I can't remember who used to say it, but it needs to be a healthy tension. Like it's not a problem to be solved. It's a tension to be managed because, like that little thing on the railroad tracks where one guy pushes down, one guy pushes, and that creates the movement.
Right.
But if one guy wins and pushes down, we're stopped. Like nothing happens.
Right.
So in order if we want the quality of life that the Chamber of Commerce and other organizations talk about helping to provide, then there has to be some healthy progress. It needs to be at the right rate, right? Like you don't want to move this thing so fast that it flings the people off either.
Yeah, for sure. And there's no doubt it needed to be done. Those ordinance have not been updated since the 80s, I think.
Right.
So it no doubt it needed to be done. So we've just got to and when it opens up, it's going to be,
I know.
So be ready.
I know. All right. Well, that's we covered so many things already. The annual meeting. Let's talk about the annual meeting because this is one of my favorite events every year, and I have been going for years now. I just love this event. It is where 600, 500, 600 folks get together from the business industry and chamber and stuff, and they come together. It's a great time of like kind of celebrating what's happened the previous year. You guys roll out maybe some initiatives and things. Maybe we'll talk about those in a minute.
Yeah.
But I just love a good award show.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like you guys highlight these wonderful industry businesses in our community. So let's talk about a few of them. Is that cool?
Yep.
You'll talk about the event first?
Perfect.
Well,
I want to give a huge shout out to OCO for hosting us
we love
in
the OCO
their
district. We love the
space.
OCO district.
Yes. Thank you, Josh and George. And Ted, our former board chair, does all the AV. And
lighting,
Lanier,
audio, visual.
Sorry. And Lanier Sims does marketing and videos and stuff. And, we had Chris Clark, the Georgia Chamber president, and the comment he made to me was, wow, this is impressive. No local chamber has this.
Really?
So I was like, well, no local chamber has Ted Lanier either.
That's
right.
But it is so professionally done.
It is.
Like if you have to go to it and buy a ticket and go see it next year because it is fantastic. Like,
it is.
The little mini commercials for each, like sponsoring the sponsor of each award.
Yeah.
And I guess Lanier puts all that together.
Yeah.
Dual Deco. Dual Deco is the name of his company. But I mean, it's just top notch. And from the voiceovers that
the voice
Ted
of God, the voice of God.
That's right. And now to the stage, Chamber President and CEO, Debbie Harper.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's just...
You feel like you're at Grammys or something?
I know. But, the one thing, and Lanier said this, it keeps you on track.
Oh, yeah.
So it
when the
it
wrap
really
it up
does.
music comes on, it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So some of the cool winners.
Yeah.
You guys have an awesome award called the Minority Business Award.
Yeah.
This year, a State Farm agent. And I'll let you say her name so I don't get it wrong.
Yes, Ayanna Ford Bogan, State Farm. Yes, she does so much in our local community. She went through Leadership Newton County a couple years ago, and
another great chamber.
Yes, another great chamber program. And she really, when she opened her office, jumped in with both feet and just really gives back to the community. She is hosting some lunch and learns coming up on some insurance information. So she has just been such a blessing to have in our community, and so very well deserving of that award.
She has such a positive energy, right? And I'm not pimping insurance companies out here, but she is so she is just such high energy. She is kind,
very much, very much so.
Very cool. So congratulations, Ayanna Ford Bogan. Legacy business. So this is a relatively new award, but I love this kind of thing. A business that's been in. It's a legacy to our community, right? It's been here a while. And this year, I don't know if there's an older company in Newton County, but the Covington News won. And that was fantastic.
Yes. When I saw that nomination come in, I was like, wow. And, they've been around since, I think he said 1873.
170 years or something like that?
They have a legacy.
Right.
And, they report out the news on our businesses too, and share, what's going on in our community, good, bad, or whatever. But they've kind of stood the test of time. Obviously,
Name another business from 170 years ago.
So I'm like, wow. So very, very well deserving of that. Yeah. And so I was very happy for them.
Well, the current publisher editor, Evan Newton. I love Evan. He's a good guy, man. Young guy, a lot of energy, but loves reporting the news.
And he said, support local journalism. So this is a form of journalism too. Yeah. So
I've reached out to him. I hope he's going to come on. So congratulations to the Covington News Community Impact Award. Now, what does that mean? Community Impact Award.
So this goes to a business who has come in and really just made, and I say come in, they don't have to be new, but has really made a big impact in the community. And the winner this year, that was APCU. And they just came in, when they opened here with a bang. And off the bat, they were the title sponsor for the Miracle League All-Star Game.
Oh, fantastic.
And I mean, Miracle League was so thankful. They were so thankful. Like their culture, they have to have so many hours of volunteer work within the community. The employees do. And so and I'm not saying other businesses don't do this, but
this is the one we're highlighting this year.
Yeah. And so they came in and really just jumped in with both feet and just really dug into the fabric of the community. So
Blake and Ryan and those guys, great folks. So APCU, Center Park. They are located in back to the East Side Ingalls area. They're in that front corner there on 278.
Right.
Nonprofit of the year. This is always a fun one for me. And this one was Building Strong Futures. Nawaka Hughes, and I'll get everybody's name wrong, but is it Norrington or Harrington? I can't remember. The founder, she's coming on the show though too.
Okay, good.
But Building Strong Futures, do you, like they're
so they
more to come. They're coming to tell their own story.
They're going to come tell their own story. But they do a lot of It was so wild because we were getting nominations. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize they did all this. But, you have 700 members. You can't know every single thing everybody does. And so many nominations from students that they've helped with college packages and assistance in helping them fill out college applications and putting them in kind of the right pathways to do some of this. And I was like, wow, that's good work. And to have those people that you've helped nominating was really big.
Yeah, because that's like street cred, right? When you go, hey, they helped me.
I know, right?
One of the things that was so impressive to me, and they'll tell their story again, I'm telling you, but they take field trips, like college visits.
Yeah.
They will take seniors to college. They'll help facilitate that whole process.
They do.
And take them around to different colleges, to which then these kids go, oh, I can get into here.
Yeah.
Oh, I can even go to college. And then, oh, I can go here.
Yeah.
And that's so
And so
helpful.
many are first generation college that don't have that guidance from a parent or somebody in the family to kind of show them that path. So it's really good work.
They
they're
are
doing.
truly building strong futures. Did you see how I did there?
Yes.
Spirit of Excellence, or the Ambassador of the Year Award. Quickly, what's an ambassador?
So we have chamber ambassadors. As I mentioned, we're a very small staff. So staff of 700 members. And our ambassadors are kind of an extension of our staff.
Okay.
They help us welcome new members. They are assigned I don't want to say a mentor, but they have certain members there to reach out to throughout the year and just remind them of events, make sure they're getting emails.
Okay.
And so Sierra Curry with Busy Bee was...
Busy Bee, they're a sponsor.
Yes, I know. Gosh, she is a busy little bee. But she's really just taken that ambassadorship and just really taken it to heart. She posts it, has branded it, throughout her social media.
Yeah.
And so we're just very appreciative of all of our ambassadors, but that's a special award. And I actually am part of some of our restructuring. The Ambassador of the Year gets a 1-year seat on our board.
Oh,
so
well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
though.
so it's nice to have a year-over-year fresh perspective from somebody who's really talking to the members.
Exactly. That's great.
So
brilliant idea, by the way, Debbie. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Chamber's Chairman's Champion Award. So I guess the chairman gets to pick a specific group. Thomas and Hutton.
Thomas and Hutton, a very silent partner. A lot of people probably don't know them. They're based out of Savannah, engineering firm, but they've done all the plans for so much of our industry and business. They've done Stanton Springs, Takeda, Meta, master planned all of that. Rivian,
I had no idea.
Archer,
all the big boys.
Town Center.
So they're what are they?
They're
exactly?
engineering firm.
Oh, okay.
And they have an office in Atlanta. They actually have an office in Covington.
I know, right next to
Osaki.
Well, I know you're talking good about them, but let me tell you, I drove there one day I put it in my maps, and I was supposed to go to, I think it was a lawyer's office or something. Yeah. And I wound it. I don't know if it's an old address or who used to be in that office, but I pulled up to Thomas and Hutton, and I didn't know. Look, silent partner. I had no idea what they did, right? Yeah. And so I'm sitting here, like, okay, there's the hours. I went and knocked on the door, and nobody answered, and I was like, I mean, it looks kind of empty. And I've called the number on, and they're like, "Who are you looking for?" And I'm like, "Whatever." That was I was looking, and they said, "That's not us. That's not what we do." So I know where it is. It's right there next to Osaki.
It is. But I mean, the things that happen, in our communities, they're the first people to get on these projects and master plan and things as projects are going through bid process. And there's so much work they do that never gets known if we didn't get that project or whatever. But, they're kind of that silent behind the scenes partner that really gets these things off the ground.
Wow.
And so, and been here doing work for over 20 years.
So great partner then for the Chamber of Commerce and probably the IDA.
IDA, they do a lot of work for Sarah's office at the IDA and master planning a lot of these sites and things. So,
cool. Well, it's good to hear more about them. Small Business Award went to Keenan Media.
Yes.
2 of the coolest cats in
I know,
Covington.
the Billboard Brothers.
The Billboard Brothers, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not all they do, but that's like if you go down I-20 right there in the Conyers area, you'll see the Keenan, little blue Keenan oval underneath the big. That's their thing, man. The billboards.
So they're great as well. Lane is on our board.
Okay.
Lane Keenan is, and they're just they're very active in the chamber. They were ambassadors. They've just rolled off ambassadors, but they do support on Small Business Committee too. Just very big small business champions.
They're everywhere, though. Like when I go to a chamber event, they're there.
They are there. Yeah. They are there. Lane also chairs our membership and programs committee. It's where we get input from our members on different programming. That's how we got Cornelius Campbell that's speaking at Lunch League.
Very cool. So, man, well, those are cool guys. So Keenan Media. I'm going to go to the deal of the year, and then we'll end on the R.O. Arnold. But the deal of the year, all right, and I know the Lowe brothers, again, Ryan Lowe. Yeah. And Process Equipment and Controls, PEC, is their deal. They have just built an enormous facility. Right.
Yes.
And so what's...
They have, and they've got a great story. Ryan took this business over from his grandfather and really grew it and took it to the next level. And what's so great about them is it's a great story, but it's also a great local story. It's great to see the local guys win, and they I'm probably telling too much, but they weren't big on the chamber, weren't big on the Industrial Development Authority,
right.
Didn't, think we could do anything for them. And I think after becoming members, they've really realized, kind of made some connections of how things happen. They do work for some of the industries that have been located here. So, they kind of see, again, it's that trickle down and what I said, how they're wanting to use more local people. So it's just a great story of a family business that has been here and has expanded and stayed here. And it's not your typical deal of the year, you know, but it was such a great thing to see them, their progression through this. So very well deserved.
Congratulations to Ryan and the whole Lowe crew. Yeah. I'll say this too about those guys, because they're notorious for winning golf tournaments. Those guys are some freakish golfers. Yeah, so if you guys listening, get me on one of those teams one day. And the last one, and to me, and maybe I'm just biased, but one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious award is the R.O. Arnold Award. And it's just, for me, because of the history of R.O. Arnold and just, just through foundations. But he helped get the old Newton Hospital here, and just the work that he did in our community is really unmatched. I mean, we're here where we are today because of the foundation that Mr. Arnold and that family had, put in place. And so, but 2 of my favorite people in the world, Sam and Lucy Hay, won that award, Main Street Land and Properties, and also Lucy's chairs the Newton Education Foundation, and so they're wonderful business people. I'm still on your thunder now. They're wonderful business people, but they're just good people. Right? They're just benevolent to the core.
They are, and just so fortunate to have them. And it's an amazing legacy to that award to have them recipients of it, because they live out what Mr. R.O. Arnold did for this community. And, I've learn more about some of the things he did. And he wasn't originally from here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, I can't imagine moving to another community and doing all that for him, but he did.
Yeah.
And so he just fell in love with this community, like so many other people have,
Mm-hmm.
and just really wanted to give back and in some pretty amazing ways.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate from that.
And Sam and Lucy continue to be just great.
Oh, wow.
And they'll hate it that I'm even saying their name.
I
right?
know.
And
I
they
know,
probably were so like,
I
getting the award, and it's an honor, but don't shine any light on me.
I know. They are just such
so humble and
well-deserving recipients of that award. So very excited that they were the winners of that.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Huge night. And again, man, if you haven't been to a chamber annual meeting, annual dinner,
Mm-hmm.
it is a wonderful event, and you just. I always hate when it's over. I'm like, oh man, it's over.
Well, I don't. But
I know
okay.
you don't. That's like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, how about just some quick things about it?
Let me give you one quick shout out on that. East Side Agriculture Floral Department did our centerpieces.
Okay.
So big shout out to Katrina Pollard and the crew for getting that done for us.
Very cool. And then the jazz band was
and
there.
And the Newton High
Newton.
School Jazz Band was there. That was
phenomenal.
An added touch. Yeah. So,
It's just a great event,
I
man.
know.
You guys do fantastic. It really is. I'm agreeing with, what was his name from Georgia Chamber?
Oh, Chris Clark.
Chris Clark. It really is. When you go to that event, you're like, I can't believe this is in Newton County. I can't believe we do this. So kudos to all of that and the team that helped put it together. All right. What's coming up? 2026? We got, like, you've told us events and things like that, but what's coming down the pipe?
So we are currently, the board is working on, some visionary work as we are kind to look, as Chris Clark said, that 25-year outlook. I don't know that we're looking that far out. But again, going back to, and I've referenced this at the annual meeting, if our community is a thriving community, a byproduct of that is a thriving business community.
Back to cyclical too. If you have a thriving business community, you have a thriving
exactly. You can't
community.
have one without the other.
Yeah.
So we are working on setting up a foundation through our chamber, a 501c3 that will be tackling some specific initiatives that the board will outline.
Okay.
And some of that, I can tell you one of the biggest ones is workforce development, talent attraction, relocation to this area. We're growing. I mean,
we have all these great industries, but we need the workforce to be developed, right?
And so it's just, we've got, great apartment options, because some of these are not always permanent positions. They're 2 to 3 year positions. And so they'll have these extended areas where they may not need to buy a house. But then we're also going to have people relocating to this area and that are going to want to purchase homes. 7,500 employees at Rivian.
Right. And it's coming, guys.
It's coming. It's coming. So what does that look like? And those are the people we want to live here with more disposable income, because it is,
helps
again,
the quality of life for all of us.
So, and also, from a industry base, growing that side of things helps to take burden off the citizens, the homeowners, the taxpayers.
Property owners,
So again, it's kind of this balancing this three-legged stool through some of that. And it's that fine line again of, the industry, the growth, the things. And so just navigating some of that as we look at talent attraction and retention here, because we want to keep the people we have here too.
Want more people from Newton County working in Newton County.
Yes. So, I think you've heard us say this, 40,000 people leave Newton County every day to go to work.
Wow. There's 125,000 people in the county and 40,000.
Yeah. A
third of them leave to.
If we could get to them and market to them, we wouldn't have to build another house in Newton County. Right? I mean, at least 7,500 could find a job at Rivian. But, I do know some people live here for the convenience to Atlanta, and it's a little bit more of a rural feel. So, but, just looking at those things and how we can tap into what's here, already and some of that. So, and partnering with our schools. I mean,
you guys have been a great partner. Like, it has been so good. And I know that was a strong initiative last year in the strategic plan. We've just seen it kick up and grow and grow. And I mean, we have staff that come to chamber things and work groups and committees. It is so cool to see that kind of like really tied in stuff.
Yeah. So continuing to look at what some of those things look like, and building some relationships that we can follow some of the students beyond high school.
Yeah, okay.
Because then you just kind of drop.
Right. You graduate and you're out.
Yeah, and they're like, so that we can see what they're doing. And if they, want to come back and apply for a job here, how do we keep that communication going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've got local talent, and they're all going to say, I'm never coming back here, because I did. I did. And I eat those words every day, right?
Yep.
So, and I tell them, I'm like, you're going to eat those words. Half of you are. But that goes back to quality of life. What have we got to bring them back here to this community? Yeah. And so, again, it's just that balance of all those things. So,
and I'm sure when a business does come in, open up here, or they move here, and they're like, okay, what are the schools like? And you're like, well, we've got some work to do.
Yeah.
And we know that. Like but then to have the chamber go, hey, we're not just going to point the finger and go, get those schools better so the businesses will come in and they'll stay here. It's, how can we partner with you in doing that? And I think that's what's so helpful. Yeah. It's not just a finger wagging thing. It's like, hey, let's do this together. Like, if we're going to fix public education in Newton County, it takes all of us, right? Yeah. Not just
and what our philosophy is, the school system in any community is a cornerstone of that community. Right. And it's got to take everybody. I mean, and we've got some work to do, but we're getting there. Yeah. So,
I think we've seen a lot of progress too, but I'm a little bit biased. So you guys are working on workforce development, retention, and recruitment retention. You're looking at helping with public education and education in general, because I know tech schools play into that. We've got some good ones here. Political advocacy, not political advocacy. What do you call it? Legislative
priorities. Yeah. Okay. So we do have some. We're getting ready to redo some of that through establishing a governmental affairs committee within the next year or so. But looking into that, we are going to do, and we did it before COVID, a DC fly-in. Okay. Where we'll take some of our business and industry leaders to DC usually it coincides with the Georgia Chamber's DC fly-in. They'll have some programming up there, but to meet
strengthen numbers.
Yeah. And so meet with some of our representatives in DC on some of those things. And so refining some of that stuff so that when we go, hopefully in the fall, that we can have that prepared and hand out. Because some of that stuff, depending on where you are in certain things, it does change.
Right.
And so,
but to keep our both Georgia-based and federally based legislators thinking about positive, healthy economic development, not let it fall off the radar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. This episode brought to you by SCB Construction Group. A strong building starts with the right materials. and Steelco Buildings has been supplying top-quality steel solutions for over 24 years nationwide. As a trusted steel supplier, they provide pre-engineered metal buildings and components tailored to fit your project. Whether it's a warehouse, workshop, agricultural barn, commercial building, or retail space, they've got it all. Steelco isn't just about steel, they're about solutions. With deep industry expertise and a client-focused approach, they make the process seamless, guiding you from initial design, helping you navigate the permitting process, and delivering materials with honesty and efficiency. Locally owned and committed to quality and precision, Steelco is here to help you build with confidence. Get started at steelcobuildings.com. That's steelcobuildings.com. Huge thanks to the SCB Construction Group for sponsoring this episode. Well, what have we missed? I mean, I know we got one of my favorite events is the Chamber Golf Tournament.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. It sells out quick every year. So I'm assuming you guys are already preparing for that.
Yeah, our big golf tournament's April the 30th at Ashton Hills. So looking forward to that. It sells out every year. So I'm really excited about that coming up. In the fall, we'll do a membership appreciation event. I'm trying to think of some really fun ideas around that for this year. Last year, we did kind of a tailgating theme at OCO again. So seeing what that looks like. And one of our events that's really grown and taken off is Think and Thrive. And it's our women's event.
Think and Thrive. And I'm going to say this too. It's a women's event, so I don't attend, but it's always sold out.
It's
like
sold
you better
out
get your
too.
tickets early.
Yeah, I know. We're outgrowing event space.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm here. Yeah. I love that event every year. So we're excited about that. So yeah, just lots of things going on in the chamber, in the community. And one thing I do want to say is a plug in for everybody to go out and shop at your favorite stores. Go see your favorite nail place or hair place. Buy a gift card. Because the past 3 weekends, we've had some weather events here locally. Right. And it has hurt our service industry businesses, our retailers, our restaurants. And January's slow anyway. But anything that we can do we're going to all need, a Valentine's gift or a gift card to, coffee, something. So just, I want to put a plug in to people to go and do that.
Yeah, shop local and now's a good time to buy the gift card. Like do a little extra if you can to help them out.
And so this is one thing I forgot. So last year we did launch at the end of the year, a discount program. It's called Shop Local, Save Local. And there's a website and a Facebook page, Shop Local, Save Local Newton, where some of our members are giving some discounts. There's a QR code that you have to download, and we've got instructions on how to do that. But the whole premise about it is spend your money where your heart lives. So again, promoting the Shop Local for residents, for people that work here, that may work here and live somewhere else, but they can spend their money here during the day. So a real push behind some of that too.
All right. Any businesses that are kind of on the radar coming up that we don't know about, or maybe we've heard about but forgotten already?
Yeah, well, not a lot. I mean, I know recently there's been a graphic of Town Center circulating with the Target and the Texas Roadhouse and the Marshalls and the things. At this moment, Target is the only one confirmed. Right. The others are in negotiations.
Gotcha.
But to speak about Target, that is such an economic indicator for our community. And I know people have said, I don't shop at Target, but that's fine if you don't shop. I don't need, it's where it's located. It's not convenient, whatever. But what that means for our community, we have a Target.
The biggest Target?
The biggest Target.
East of the city.
Yes. And That's huge for us. And just to even have the development at Town Center. I mean, the Publix is one of the top ones in the metro area. And
I love the Publix.
I know, I do too. I grew up in the grocery business, so I'm a grocery girl, and so I do love the Publix. I like my local markets too,
of course,
but it's just it's huge for us. It really is, and. So very, very excited about that and the things to come there. There is a new event space that'll be opening on the square.
Okay, cool.
I think it's called the Livery.
I don't know the name.
Livery.
Oh, okay. But the backside of what used to be Ace Hardware, right?
I think so.
That area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Very
so.
cool.
So that's exciting. More event space, very much needed in that area as well.
Sandwich shop maybe on the square? Did it just open up? Was there a sandwich shop open up?
Billy's Bites.
That's it?
Yeah,
Billy's
next to
Bites.
Social Goat.
Yeah.
Man, it's
haven't
good.
been there yet.
Well, if it's when we had the fire on the square, we lost Plain Nuts, the great, kind of grab it. And this kind of, I don't want to say it's Plain Nuts, but it kind of took over that void of where can I go grab a quick sandwich?
Gotcha. Yeah.
The red pepper Gouda soup is amazing.
Red pepper Gouda soup.
Yes, it's
me
good.
Up.
It is very good. And the grilled pimento cheese. So, yes, that's been my cold weather meal here with this weather. But, that's exciting to see in some of that. So, I think some of you have heard of Fuel Films.
Yeah.
They actually rent space from us at the chamber, and they're moving out on their own into one side of the old Ramsey building.
Right, yeah.
So I got a kind of behind-the-scenes tour of the new space a couple weeks ago, and that's going to be a really great addition to the square. So really excited about that, and maybe some pretty cool things coming next door in the other half of that building that they're not in. So right there where the old Ramsey Produce will be kind of a courtyard, and they'll have music out there sometimes. And
you said the Fuel Films guys, but they're opening up
They're opening a tap room.
That's it,
as well.
Tap room.
So kind of a little beer garden area out there, and some cornhole, and just a super chill place. It sounds like to me, So very, very excited about another option. Great for locals, great for tourists as well. So that's really exciting. It's been exciting to watch from where they started, like meeting at Bread and Butter,
right?
Literally to
I would see them all the time. Yeah,
renting an office upstairs at the square at the chamber. They've got every office upstairs except one now. So, and some of our space downstairs, they've really grown. So, been very excited for those guys and to see where they've gone. So,
Tommy and Brian. Yeah. Very cool.
So, very excited.
Well, I love what's happening at the chamber. I love what you do. And I know you have a thin staff, but man, you guys, you do the work of an army.
We do.
Pull off all these events and networking things. It really is like, I don't know how people can, if they go to newtonchamber.com, you can sign up for the newsletter. And I think that's the best way to keep up.
It is.
Gabriel would usually ask you that question, like, hey, how can people keep up with you? And I'm like, man, I get the email is it every day or every couple days?
It comes out every Tuesday.
Okay.
Now, some things we'll send a specific email on, like, hey, sign up for this, as it's getting closer. But there's there's an email every Tuesday. And then we also do an email on Fridays, the virtual water cooler.
Right.
Which I had to explain to some younger people what a water cooler was. And
it's
why
where people
are you calling
gather
it
around
that? Yes.
to gossip and talk about what's going on.
But that's an opportunity for us to put information out for our members.
Yeah.
So if you want to become a member, let us know. We'd love to share your information. But, we feel like that's the best place to get information about what's going on.
That's cool. So those 2 emails I get, I always, I'm like looking through it. Did I get everything on my calendar? Like, did I get it all in there? And it is so much stuff. Debbie, really is. It's so cool. But it's good because with 700 members, not everybody can do 12 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
Like you get all these different things they can attend. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, my goodness, we've been talking an hour, and I think we could probably go another hour. But are you? No, it's like this is good. Anything else before we go? Like this is 2026. Here it is.
I know it's here. It's here. It got here quick. I ran out of 2025. I ran out of year of getting things done. But it's started off good with a couple of events in, and it looks like it's going to be a good year for the chamber and our community. So just looking forward to the rest of it.
Man, it's very cool.
Let's do it.
Sign up if you. Become a member if you're not a member already of the Newton County Chamber of Commerce. Definitely do that. Attend some of these events. Come to the annual meeting. Oh my gosh, good stuff. And then the things that's coming up real quickly. Here's the Business Expo Summit, March 26th. Register for that. And then the golf tournament's coming up April the 30th. So those are 2 big events that you're definitely going to want to be a part of. So. All right, man, so much. You covered so much. So thank you for that. No, don't roll your eyes. I'm like, this is great.
I'm like
this is great. We put this out here, and now everyone has an hour of everything they need to know about the Chamber of Commerce. So thanks again for being on the show, and I can't wait to talk to you again.
All right.
Thanks.
See you. Bye.
Bye.